Good evening, Hawaii. Thank you very much for accepting our paper for the 7th International Conference on Recent Trends in Computer Science and Electronics. Our paper is number 47. The title is Evolution of Free Technology for the Management of Metadata in Digital Repository for Government Entities. My name is Daniel Yucra. Okay. Okay. The author are Julio Sotomayor, Jorge Mayhuasca, Antonio Arroyo, Carmen Chicasaca, Wilson Marin. Okay. The abstracts. This article presents the result of obtaining from the evolution of free technologies for the management of metadata in digital repositories for government entities. The method of procedure consisted of the literature search of digital repository software for data and metadata management, testing and evaluation of alternative solutions, as well as considering functional requirements as in basic cataloging and data and metadata management system. The result of this work highlights the characteristics, capabilities, and functionalities of each software that presents resource for building of data repository, sharing data and represented in the user. In addition, technical evaluation criteria for testing, evaluation, and selection are presented. This proposal allows government sector entities to achieve technological sovereignty and independence, in addition to permitting the publication of open data for open government management. Introduction. This work is motivated so that government sector entities can publish more open data. This involves implementing a repository solution to management metadata and make this not only the citizen, researchers, and the general public, so as to encourage in the promote open and free technology in this implementation for the change of the data in a decentralized manner. An example is the National Open Data Platform, which allows gathering data and information for different sectors in generating knowledge. In the platform is free to access organizations and different stems whose objectives in the preservation, standardization, in the versioning, in the depositing data, always thinking on the strategies to facilitate the reuse of data by the community. The order to have more data information available is the necessary these government entities that provide the data publish their metadata using different tools for open data management, using standard of the Open Archive Initiative, which allows interoperability between digital repositories, both in the level of the provider entities and consumer on the National Open Data Platform to the reading of metadata performed by search engines algorithms facilitate research. In Peru, there is framework of data governance on the Peruvian state in the constitute for technical of regulatory instrument that is established in the minimum requirement that the entities of the public administration must implement according to their legal, technological, and the static content to ensure a basic indicatable level on the collection, processing, publication, storage, and opening on the data in manages. An important factor to implement digital repositories by public entities is the software that will allow the management of metadata. The same must present a characteristic functionalities straight and often have to make and select with technical criteria support open standard to ensure the publication of more data of and information of the citizen. Researches on the general public. Open data support public oversight on the governments and help reduce corruption because it allows for greater transparency. For example, open data makes it easier to monitor government activities, such as tracking public budget expenditure and impact. We present an evaluation of existing tools for metadata management that work with free license and collaborative schemes which allow us to support the management of open data from the installation, deployment, and production of digital repository for government entities. To a review of the literature. Reviewer topics by this article in this case review open data. This represents a challenge for governments which must become steward of the information and data. Digital repository is a repository's digital documents file and data whose object is in the organism store, preserve and disseminate in the open access model. Metadata is data that describes other data in general, and metadata group refer on group on data described in the information content of object, reference, and result. Dataset refer on the characterization of the public data in data catalogs organized in dataset to be easily indexed and located. Fair principle is a guiding principle in the make research data easy to find, accessible, interpretable, and usable. Other review metadata using government and open data catalogs. For example, the format the DCAT, other DCAT, RDF, no? Other formats that facilitated interoperability between governments or open data catalogs. Format for data using government's open data is the government data project use the data format all of this widespread use guarantees access use and reuse of the data. Government open data value exchange implies this open government data includes to values of the investments used to create, store, and maintain in the data. Business on profits which can be generated in using the data to create consumer application. Other topics is the review, implementation process for data openness, compilation, treatment, maintenance, reuse. Who is a problem definition? Who is a problem? Definition formulation is the highest cost in the software license for this solution on the growing demand for free solution with access to source code management digital repository. Many government entities select to that always implement, management, operate, publish, and support and wide variety in the data from the entity and the citizenship. This way, this can a repository that interoperate with other platforms and return the citizen the interest to be informed, to participate in their authorities and design. To share the information, we have the access to propose innovation solution to the great challenge facility the country and load the change the climate in the strive on the authorities and ruler. Method of analysis. The evaluation software was defined the concept of the Peruvian National Open Data Platform presents three most use-free the open source software for metadata management in repository. For this project, the three software based on the free license were selected: the space, Dataverse, and CKAN. We are supported in the free software license. Therefore, government entities has to download, implement, and put into production respectively. Very important, the evaluation of free technologies for metadata management. 12 criteria formulated by Edward Luxac and Jennifer Marin on the National Library of Medicine on the National Institute of Health in the United States, where it established to evaluate, test, and recommended software on digital repository system to support NLM, collection and preservation of the wide variety in digital objects. The result and discussion. The evaluation and selection on the free tool management of metadata is digital repository for government entities is necessary to first establish a technological architect of which of the repository software will be implementation. The digital repository software produced based on the open source software evaluated and displays evaluation version 7 backend and 7 user interface. Operating system used CentOS Linux 8, no? Dataverse 5.6, CentOS Linux 8, C Linux 8, CKN 2.9, CentOS Linux 8. No? The technological characteristics in the free solution, the space, VCD license, programming language, Java, Angular, Dataverse, Apache license version 2, programming language, Java, oriented research data repository, CKAN, Arroyo general license, programming language Python repository, data storage and distribution. The result of discussion is minimal software and the hardware requirement. For example, the database stands on the higher demand for RAM memory. The database is better management. In this case, the space software is the requirement for storage space in the hard disk because we are configured in the edition to the space another dependency to perform the data management. The result and the discussion and evaluation the free software technologies of the management of the metadata in digital repository for government agencies in the 12 criteria to be considered. No? Data Barcy is 34 point score obtained. This space 32 is CKAN 31. Talking in the code, the result was deciding to choose the select the free information technology offered this database in the version 5.6 under Apache license version 2, no? implemented in the CentOS Linux 8 operating system. No? Support for FAIR data principal version control data citation for dataset and files, API for interoperability in the author feature. No? On the other hand, in this ability in the integrating with APIs and different platforms, for example, to Ravir, WordMap, OpenSCSI, DataCity, etc. Conclusion. This selection of the Dataverse solution is a complementary part of open data publishing in digital repository implementation project. Most importantly, in the sustainability support maintains in the administration the metadata management and the does ensure the production in the publication of the open data. Metadata management helps the user who consume or using the data to make efficient decisions on archive support public oversight in the government and the help reduce corruption because they allow greater transparency in a country. Database is presented in the robust software not only able to work with data but also to perform its versioning both dataverse and the space where development to be a solution focused in the scientific research, metadata management, the assignment in the persistent unique identifier, in the possibility of interoperability. Dataverse is presented in the solution that presents easy access to reduce datasets in the edition on the providing and application programming interface API for depositing and the querying depositing dataset. No? Dataverse A solution constitute viable and sustainable and the highest eligible in the technological alternative for organization for government sector entity that want to publish their data and information and thus improve in the delivery of the data and information and why they relevant in the community in the as non-legal restriction for its dissemination and they can be freely used, reused in the redistributed and the anyone who consider it useful. Future work in analysis we carried on the includes the operating system performance, process time, measurement data, database performance and evaluation for the hardware versus software performance, the level of interoperability and the impact in as the entities that implement it. Thank you very much, Hawaii. That's all.